It's Monday 21. We did a new lower high here. Basically, what we are doing here in this area is just lower highs, like here. Remember when we had these here or here, we come up with a big move up to try to push higher. Did the same, 1 week, lower highs, back down, and then keep on going down. And now we had this big move up. We came to the resistance. Like I said before, I said the top on the monthly, I use the monthly, will be on the 1090, 1030, maximum 10150. And that's what he did. And now we are doing lower lows. And I think this was the top of Bitcoin, but we never know. We came down to test the 21. This is where you buy. And now we need to hold above. If we start closing below, then we come down. So we close it. We had this big week down that I was saying that we will come to test the 21. And then we had a big move up to close above all the 3 moving averages and above support, which is here on this candle. And these weeks here, so we closed above, so it's still bullish. But now we are facing resistance from this candle here. As we see, this is all very mathematical. And now let's see. Today, we might come just to test the 20 moving average, the purple, this kind of reddish one. And yeah, so we might come here, but we need to close above today. If we close below this candle today, it's very bad. We start to lose strength, and let's see if we consolidate or what we do. So basically, this is where we are now. We are still above the support on this trend line that comes from the 14K, this white one. We created this one that we got a rejection from it, and now we came to the 21 below but closed above. We might come just here to test it, and then a big move up. But if we don't get the big move up, or at least some strength to close above the 10.7, 10.8, and we keep on doing lower highs, it's tricky. And then, of course, we have this trend line here, which is where I think we will come. We might come here. We have this trend line here. We have a few trend lines, but doesn't matter. In the trend lines, it's just to confirm the price. Also this one here that is going up. So what I'm seeing, but I just don't know. Depends on if we manage to close above. We need basically to close above this trend line with 1 or 2 candles above, not going up and then closing below. We need to open and close above this area here of the 10K. 9.8, 10K. We need to close above, basically. As simple as this. There will be many buyers if we start closing above because they will use the stop loss below and then to control the risk and then waiting to go to the 14, 11, 20K, 100K, doesn't matter. So there will be many buyers. If we close above, there will be a big action. If it's a fake down, then we can come below, but the risk management will be easy with a stop loss below 10K or 9.8 if we start to move up. So it's all about that. If we start closing below, the people who bought here, they can have the stop loss a bit below as well. So now the support is on this trend line and on the 20 moving average on the daily. Indicators on stochastics are pointing down. On the RSI, we might still have a push up, but it's kind of bearish. Basically, we need to buy and invest where we are on these dots or below. Stochastic also below, and we are high. So it's taking profits area basically, or sell. Okay, so without the moving averages, I'll just take all these. I don't want to repeat what I've been saying on the previous videos, but I'll do the weekly now. So it's more easy to understand. This can be just a fake out, and if it's a fake out, we might just range here, and then we have this moving average, which was never tested, and on the trend lines we have this one was tested, we have this, and this one, and yeah, we still on the top, we still might push a bit higher on the weekly, so but we might come just to test some support. So we have support here on the trend line on the weekly, so who knows what's happening, what will happen. We have all these trend lines going higher on this area. We have this one trend line, we are above this one, so we are in this area now, and we are on this area. On the channels we have one up and one down. We are trying to hold now here to try to push higher, and we need to close above the 11.2k to keep on going higher on the big trend line, on the logarithmic chart. Not on this chart. This chart is different, but I don't use this. This one we never managed to push this area. We are still below. So, and we have this trend line pushing down. So sometimes it's good to open the both charts and see where we are. But logarithmic has been working well on Bitcoin, so it's more easy. You need to make other lines on this chart. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment. I'll take out now this. Okay, so monthly we are still bullish, but we need to keep on closing on a higher level. Here the resistance, the support, sorry, it's here on these two candles closing, 8.9. So this is the big resistance, the big support, sorry. And we need to keep on holding these areas here from these clusters. And of course we have this support from this week here. This is also a support. So anyway, this is weekly, many supports below, but we are starting to get red. Daily, as I said, lower lows, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We were doing higher lows, we still did a higher low with this one, and now we are keep on trying to hold above the 21 and the 20, all these three moving averages. So let's see what we do for hours. We rejected the 21 here, but we still have the 20 a bit higher, and we have all these three candles close here, which is the big resistance now, this area, 9.7, 9.6 and a half, of course, and then the 9.8 and the higher levels. We are in the mid-range now. Of all this area, we are in the middle. So the cells are here on the top. It's easy to understand. It's here. 9.8 and a half, 9.8, and of course even higher on the 10K. And now the sellers are starting to appear here, which we already checked one time. And now let's see what we do with this candle. This was a kind of strong buy, but the selling pressure is high. Let's see if we manage to push higher. We have also these moving average that weren't tested, so we might come down one more time here to test the 200 or the 377 and not losing the area. But then the big bounce, I see it from here, but let's see if the sellers keep making the pressure down for here or here to this cluster. We have all these clusters, so but here it's easy to come. I don't know if it holds, and then we might come here or here. And on the weekly, on the monthly, they are also supports, important supports. So as I said, we cannot go below 6.9. If we close below 6.9 or 6.7, it's very bad. So, but we still can have huge bounces from these areas here or here or here. Let's see. If we hold, as I say, if we manage to close above the 21 on the 4 hours and then on the daily pushing higher, it's because we managed to hold and we push higher. So the stop losses are here for the daily traders or investors, or 3 entries until here, stop loss below these weeks. This week you put stop loss 1, 2, 3, 4%, 5% to give margin, and then you can make 3 buys here, and of course here. There's many ways for investors to invest, or traders to trade as well, swing traders. And yeah, so this is where we are. I'll put the 15 minutes. For daily trade it's more easy. So we are still below the 21, coming down. This week here it's double bottom here. Let's see if we now manage to push higher. Otherwise we have this week here, this week, and this week as support, but who knows? We need to hold basically. We might come to test these weeks one more time, or we push higher from here. We did a double bottom here, but 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we manage to push higher now. If not, we might come here, which is these 2 candles close, which is more obvious. And I think we will come here, 9.4. And then of course we have this week, so it's rejecting. This is the most obvious area, but we can still weak down here. We need to close basically above the 9.4. If we start closing below, we come down a little bit. Okay, so this is the range we are with all these trend lines. This is for daily trade. And yeah, so it's been quite easy to understand. All the lines have been working very well. We have this one now that we still might push higher, and then who knows, if we close above we go higher, if we close below this one we can go lower. So, but all these trend lines have been very easy, although there's some weeks, but with the weeks you create another trend line and then you make the trade on the third after 2 weeks. 1 over there, 2, then we have the week and then down. And yeah, so it's very easy. You can do trend lines also from here, many places. So you want to understand where to do it from the tops. And we have the horizontal lines as support resistance in the areas where you see the area holding, like here. And now it's become resistance, like these big areas here, like from here, 9.5.5, 9.6. Everyone was buying and now it's rejecting, so it's not looking so good. But we might close above and then, okay, the buyers will come and then push the price higher until this area. Okay, hope you understand. This is where we are in this chart. Basically trying to push higher, but always doing lower highs. I'll do another video by Sunday, or if there's like a huge move, these week closes will be important as well, of course, on Sunday to Monday.